Yo, what up, man? Tuesday night. We up in here. Ross and Risky. Let's get right to it, man. We ain't gonna wait too long, Ross. Um, it's NBA playoff time, so we've been having a good time with that. Hope y'all been following along with us. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. You dig? And man, totally changed the playoffs with the Jayson Tatum injury from last night. It's come out that he's now had surgery. I think they said today to repair torn Achilles. Yeah, changes everything, man. What say you, Ross? We never want to see this in sports, but it's what I mean.
Yeah, it was pretty bad to see. Just the way he was actually showing up, and we had kind of challenged him to fight back, and he
Yep.
was. And then the Knicks was going on a run at that point, but yeah, that was ugly. I've never seen, like, here recently in the last couple. I never seen a guy just the way he was rolling and everything was moving, but that leg, and he was just in extreme distraught. Like, that was sad to see. I ain't seen that where you generally, just felt bad for a guy in a long time.
Yeah, man. And we had some critiques. If y'all didn't catch last go catch that. We had some critiques for Tatum's play, obviously. And I wouldn't even say critiques. I think we were just like a lot of people. We wanted to challenge him to play at the level that we all think he's capable of getting to. Because I think, and correct me if I'm misspeaking for you, Ross, but I was thinking, maybe he's not at the level that we all, were maybe thinking that he was going toward, which is okay, right? And so maybe he's capped at a level, and if he's capped at a level, then we probably got to stop mentioning him in certain conversations, which is fine. But like you said, the way he was playing last night, he was playing unbelievable, carrying the squad. The sad part is, and we'll get to that in a second, it still looked like they were going to lose the game, right?
Yeah.
Even with him doing what he was doing. So, we got to tip the cap to the Knicks, but I think that he was answering a lot of that. What people wanted to see is, hey, even if you're going to lose, even if you got to go down as the best player, go down with no more bullets left, go down playing great basketball. And if the team just beats you, we got to come back and figure it out next year, right? And like you said, when you saw him go down, the immediate reaction is one of the worst things that you can see in sports. You know what I'm saying? Because no team wants to win. And I'm not saying that this is why the Knicks won, but if anybody's a competitor out there, you don't want to win because a team, their best player went out. Like, you're a Florida fan. If before the Final Four, the championship game, if Houston's best player would have been hurt, you'd have been like, we won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It took away a little bit. I mean,
Right. Yeah. But shout out New York though, man. We got to give New York some credit because man, OG played a great game. Tatum was giving them all he wanted on the offensive end, but OG was scoring. Cat played a good game. Mitchell Robinson with some great minutes. My boy Bridges has kind of been a fourth quarter guy.
I think this is the best he's played since he's been in New York. These last couple of games in this series.
Yeah, but that little Brunson, man, he got the heart of a champion. I roll with Brunson, man. Like, he got a fan out of me. I just love his, even when they won, he was telling everybody, chill, we ain't got nothing to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love his mindset. I love Rick Brunson, his dad being on the coaching staff, which I think should get highlighted more. That's a dope story in itself. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the videos of Brunson putting in that work. Like, I've been watching these breakdowns of like his game, and like, Brunson is really somebody that the kids should be watching. Like, that's a true testament of working on your game. And he's 6 foot going out there doing it at the highest level. And we talked about Boston. Boston's such a defensive team with so many different versatile defenders. They can't do nothing with him when it comes to crunch time. So it's just, shout out the Knicks, man. The Knicks proving everybody wrong, man.
They're playing unbelievable basketball right now. The Knicks are. And to your point, with before I get to Brunson, I got to go back because you shouted out Mitchell Robinson. I actually put up a post, and I probably should have put up a quick little video. I got to start doing videos and dropping them when I'm putting these posts up on my social media. I would trade Mitchell Robinson after I saw that little IG post he made. I would ship his ass out.
What was the IG post? I
gotta try to find it. Let me see if I can find it here in just a second. But people were clowning him because he was airballing free throws, and so he's in the middle of a playoff run, and he took to his IG to like respond to the shit. I'm like, hey, bro, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of a playoff run, and you out here talking about you responding to the haters. Whoa, hey, I don't even need you worrying about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not on the floor for free throws. I mean, we hope you make a couple of them, motherfuckers. We don't want you airballing, but I don't need you like quote unquote clapping back at people for no. And maybe cutting them or getting rid of them is a little too harsh. But I was just annoyed by the post. I was just and I know that's me being old. That's me being in my 40s, and I'm just like, yo, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a chance right now to help a team win a championship. I don't want you to be sitting around worrying about what Ross and Risky are talking about you, laughing at you airballing the free throw. That's social media culture. You airball free throws the way you did, we gonna clown. Sorry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't need you. Because now they're telling me that, like, I can affect you. And so if I'm a fan base and I know that, we going all in. If I know that, oh, he's actually hearing it and it's effective, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Don't.
I think what he gives you on the offensive glass.
I'm with you. Yes.
Hey, go and airball them free throws. You keep getting them rebounds. Go get me 6 offensive rebounds and I take it.
Right. No, I'm with you. I think what he does is good enough. That's why I was annoyed. So I'm like, hey, who cares, bro? Just can I find it real quick?
Yeah. Man, to talk about Boston, bro. Porzingis. I mean, like, what happened to him? I expected him to kill and to really be that deciding factor like he was last year in this series. Porzingis was a no-show. I don't know what's going on with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, you got to split them up. But unfortunately, it's looking like Tatum's going to miss a stretch in the next year. So I'm not sure if Boston will be so eager to give up Jaylen Brown. I think that, you know what I'm saying? I think that kind of slowed it down.
But I think that we got to be honest, though, too, that Jaylen Brown, we know that knee has been wonky. And I don't think that knee is right. Porzingis has been dealing with some weird illness / injuries. I don't know what he got going on. And the same thing with Drew Holiday. Like, I don't think he's right from that hamstring. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, that's taking nothing away from Brunson. If whether he's right or not, my saying, if you on that court, I don't want to hear nothing. Nobody told you to get it. If you hurt
Jaylen Brown, Derek White, all of them.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, I think Drew Holiday is their best defender. I'm just saying, I don't think that he's right because he got a hamstring. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to try to guard a little quick, a guy that's smaller than you and that's shifty. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not making no excuse for him. You on the court, you're getting your ass toe up. Pause. So it is what it is. But here I go. I got the Mitchell Robinson thing. Let's play some of this real quick. I'm not a fan of this. This is him responding, quote unquote, to the haters. Jesus, I hate saying that. I feel whack saying that. Here we go.
I know y'all commenting and doing all the stupid stuff, thinking that I really care. I really don't. Y'all know what I care about.
First of all, let me say this before I'm sorry to stop it that quick. Do the New York Knicks have the 2 worst, funniest sounding big men in the history of basketball between him and Cat?
Let's hear what he got to say, because when you start off and you say, I know y'all think I care, but you making a video, you care, bro.
Come on, I started from the top.
So, I know y'all commenting and doing all the stupid stuff, thinking that I really care. I really don't. Y'all know what I care about. This motherfucker playing basketball and my daughter. All those stuff I really don't care for. But I do got some more things I want to say to someone else too after this video. So, oh shit, it's fucking nasty in there though. Y'all see that shit? What is this? Damn, gotta clean that. Y'all should know me by now. Been here 7 years. Y'all know how this shit go, man. But anyway, happy Mother's Day. Y'all enjoy y'all.
All right, man, get up out of here, dog. Yeah, after I saw that, I'm telling you, I said, yo, I'm trading him in the offseason. I hated that video, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you should just not talk.
He should just be 7 foot and athletic, right?
Right.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah. And then he would. So I've been here 7 years. Y'all should know what the deal is by now. What we should just know you never gonna be able to hit your free throws. Like, what was that part? Like, y'all should know the deal by now. Yeah, you just gonna airball them forever.
Yeah. And then look, to you New York fans or whoever that was like posting this, this is why I keep telling y'all I hate NBA offseason. I know everybody in the NBA will. I hate when people, hey man, well, if they came to the gym, they would. Yes, the motherfucker's 7 foot. Yes, he would kill everybody at my local gym. Yes, he would kill everybody at the pro-am. Yes, guess what? None of us play for the other teams in the NBA, right? So you get no stripes for killing me. You got to the NBA because you beat everybody like me. Got it, right? Now we're judging you against who you play against, but here they go. They want to pose, man. Well, this what I don't understand it because this what he be doing in the offseason when he be hooping. Yeah, and he probably shouldn't be working on that because he don't get to do none of that in the real game.
He ain't doing none of that.
You did? So that you out there working on the wrong thing, my boy. You out there working on tween pull-up fadeaway threes. For what?
Yeah. You should be at that free throw line.
Right. Right. You out here working on that. Let me tell you what you need to work on, my boy.
You gotta give him some credit though. He been doing his job. The Knicks, they don't have much of a bench. So he been coming in, giving Cat that rest, playing them even with Cat, him and Cat. Kind of got a little chemistry going now. Question: is Boston completely cooked, especially without Tatum? For sure.
Oh, it was over. Had Tatum not gotten injured, they were still going to lose that game, and the series was still over. like New York, because if you think about it, Ross, New York hasn't just had like a go crazy offensive output game as a team. They've all played well, but like I think
it was a point where New York was up by 7, and that was their biggest lead of the series.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't just had
the whole series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They haven't just had. So yeah, to me, I thought it was over anyway. I think when Jayson Tatum got hurt, it was like I think New York was up 9 with like 3 minutes to go. So for me, I thought the series was over. The ramifications, the butterfly effect, if you will, from this Tatum injury is actually very, very interesting. Because we already knew, we had just talked about it last week, I think, Ross, we were saying that we know this Boston team is going to be split up with some pieces next year because of the salary. We talked about Al Horford probably, this is probably it for him. He going back to the DR after this. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go back to the DR and chill. And what happens to everybody else? You already kind of alluded to it. At this point, Jaylen Brown, you probably have to end up keeping him because this, it's going to be interesting because we got an Achilles between Dame and Jayson Tatum at this point. Now, Dame is obviously older, so, his comeback is going to probably be a little bit different, but it's going to be interesting because within 2 weeks of each other, maybe something like that.
Who?
Between Dame's Achilles and Tatum, like a 2 week.
So is it confirmed it's Achilles now?
Achilles, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Dame was game 4?
About 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was either game 3 or game 4, and then now Tatum.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be interesting to see what how guys are coming back now from Achilles. Again, like I said, Dame is a bit older, but I mean,
check this for Boston, bro.
Okay.
Brown next year, 53. Remember, they signed Jaylen Brown to be the highest paid.
What was that? 2 years ago?
So this year, Brown made $49 million. Tatum made 34. Well, Tatum's contract his Supermax extension goes in effect next year. So next year, Brown will be making 53. Tatum will be making 54. Drew makes 32, which is a lot for Drew. Drew got a big contract after he played a couple years with Milwaukee and then came to Boston. That 32, I could see Drew out of there. Porzingis with 30, Derek White 28. Derek White earned every bit of his 28. Drew and Porzingis, 60 million between them two. You kind of need a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Let's talk realistically. I think Porzingis is probably done with them because I think they're he's just not reliable at this point. When he's there and healthy, he's unbelievable. But with Horford, I believe is going to retire. I think you're going to need somebody that's going to be more reliable as a big.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they lose Horford to retirement. I think they probably
free agent next year. He gone. They ain't gonna sign him. Yeah.
Who is?
Horford. Yeah, his contract's up.
He's done. I think the core that'll probably stay will probably be Jaylen. I think they'll probably have to keep him because I think Jayson Tatum probably is going to miss, if not all of next year,
a
majority. So I think Tatum will be on the roster next year. Jaylen Brown and I guess Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
Pritchard will probably get a lot of minutes next year.
Yeah.
He'll probably be a starter for you unless you just go out and trade for somebody else and you just want to keep him coming off the bench for what he does off the bench for you. But Pritchard to play a lot of minutes for you next year. And now they got to get into that free agency pool, see who's out there.
Yeah. So that Boston, that they're in a position cap wise where we know this is just the end. It's no way they can keep this up. Mm-hmm.
But now you look at the East all of a sudden, and I'm gonna say this, Ross, and I'm gonna put this clip up as well of me saying this because I ain't scared. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. Right? Whoever wins the championship this year, I believe has the potential to be the worst NBA championship team of all time. No disrespect. Well, it's no disrespect. Well, think about the teams we got left that can win it. You got Indiana. No one thinks they're that great of a team. You got the Knicks. No one thinks they're that great of a team. Those are the two teams that's coming out the East. It's either going to be the Knicks or Indiana in the championship.
But the East been bad.
I'm with you, but no one thinks either of those teams are good. Can we both agree that if either one of them win, they would be at least on the downside of all-time championship teams? They would be on the backside. I mean,
it don't matter who come out of the West, they would cook whoever.
So in the West right now, you got Minnesota up 3-1, so it looks like they got a chance to come out. Right now, Denver and OKC are in a dogfight, tied 2-2. Tonight's a big game. I
believe any of those three would beat Indiana or New York.
I think. So just for the sake of this, right? Let's just put Denver on the back burner because they already won a chip. So if they were to win it, it might be a little bit different because that's all of a sudden 2. So let's say Denver loses. So let's say we got between OKC, the Timberwolves, the Knicks, and the Pacers. I mean, I know OKC won a bunch of games, but no one looks at them as just like this, you know what I'm saying? Like an all-time great team. Yeah, I'm not, I sound like I'm hating, but
you're
it's
hating.
Just like,
you're hating.
Okay. Who would you, over the last, who were the last 5 champions? and tell me if they're better than any of these teams. I'm just saying, like, I'm just looking at the state of the league. Are they better? I don't know how you felt about the Celtics team last year, but are they better than so going back to 2020, would they be better than that Raptors team with Kawhi?
Come on.
You would take okay.
That Raptors team, let's be honest, they were the same way they were a benefit of Golden State. That it should have been Golden.
Agreed,
right.
But I'm
that
saying
Raptors team was good, but they weren't that.
But you got Kawhi Leonard, who I don't know who you would take. I'm taking that Kawhi over SGA, so I think Kawhi is the best player. So you got Kawhi, you got Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry at that point still had tread on the tires.
That Toronto team is built like Minnesota.
I'm with you, but I'm saying I don't think that.
And I would take this Minnesota over that Toronto team. Okay, if you look at Minnesota head to toe, that's you got Ant and Kawhi, you got Siakam and Randall, you got Marc Gasol and Gobert, both defensive player of the year. You got McDaniels, you got Conley and Lowry, you got.
I think it's fair. Again, I don't think that Raptors, to your point, I think the Raptors team got lucky because everybody got hurt. But I'm just looking around the league and I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Look. Nice said the trade talk debate will be over if it's Wolves versus Knicks. Wolves versus Knicks is interesting.
I would love that because that would be Cat going. But I think Cat would struggle, and that New York media get on his behind, boy.
And don't worry, Nice. We're gonna get to these conspiracies here in just a second because he said Pelicans traded Anthony Davis, ended up with the first pick that year. Now Dallas traded Luka, ended up with the first pick. So we're gonna get to the conspiracy theories as well behind this because Dallas now has the number 1 pick. I don't think that's the position that they wanted to be in personally. I think this is a bad draft. I think this is a bad draft.
No, but look at the foot. Are we going to Dallas right now?
We can go there. Let's go. We good.
Okay. So look at the flexibility having this pick does though. Like they kept Lively, Gafford, you added AD, you got PJ, and now you about to get Cooper.
Okay.
And not to mention the young kid, what's his name? Najee Marshall. At the end of that year, he was hooping. So they found something with him. So now they could create a package and bring another star, Roy. So you telling me right now they can't push for Giannis and Milwaukee. We give you PJ, we give you Gafford, we give you Cooper, and we give you somebody. Like they got enough.
Okay, but see, this is just my perspective. The problem with doing something like that deal is I don't think they're a championship team because I think that depth is what makes the team quote unquote intriguing. If you give all of that up, now you're telling me you got to depend on AD and Kyrie, both who are injured right now as we speak, that they're gonna stay healthy. Both of them are old. How old is Kyrie gonna be when coming back? 34, 30? How old is Kyrie? In his 30s now, right?
Years older than me, like 34, 33, yeah. 34.
Anthony Davis is now in his 30s. Giannis is 30 all of a sudden. Like, I'm just saying, like, it sounds like a 2K trade that, like, on the video game, it's, hey, man, I can do some damage, but, like.
Nah, hold on. So if you look at Dallas, they're in such. Okay, Dallas, you got.
Who you going to trade? Give me the guys you trading again. Go ahead. Give me the guys that you're going to trade.
Look at where they are cap-wise. You got AD and Kyrie, both $40 million a year. You got Clay for 15. He's probably gone. You got PJ for 15. You got Gafford for 13. Caleb Martin, who we forgot. Caleb Martin can be a part of the package, or he can be a contributor. You got Najee Marshall. That's the kid I was talking about, that ball. Max Christie, another solid contributor. So that's your youth. You still got Lively for $5 million. They already 12 deep. You could package up 4 of them.
So hold on. So again, let's take our time with the trade talk, right? So you package up. Give me the 4 that you would be willing to package, and watch this. Let's watch how this works. Give me the 4 you willing to package, because it's Cooper Flag is included in there, right? You including the first pick in that.
Gafford, Clay, Max Christie, and Cooper Flag.
Okay. So now, who shoots the basketball on your team outside of Kyrie?
You got the kid Marshall. You got Kyrie. They got still
That's
got
it.
Dwayne Wade. Still got Hardy. But yeah, you PJ shoot the ball.
Nah. Okay, but what's
Who
your
shot the
5 year?
ball that year when it was Luka, Kyrie, and PJ? They shot all the shots.
Yeah, but I love how all of a sudden Luka is just no big deal in that conversation. Like Luka was just no big deal.
AD is you can go ahead and chalk
Stop.
AD in 26 and 12.
Stop. Listen, I had to watch AD for 6 years over there in LA. Trust me. And now you're dealing with an older version of AD. Trust me, it ain't what you think you're gonna get.
They play better when they get away from Bron. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. When they get away from Bron, they start playing better. I'm telling you. Stop it.
Hilarious. Okay, let's get to these conspiracies though, because people are saying it's rigged. They traded their player, and the NBA rewarded them with the number 1 pick. People are going back, and they're going all the way back to the Knicks getting Patrick Ewing, the Spurs getting Duncan, Cleveland getting LeBron, Chicago getting Derrick Rose. Who else is a good one? Trying to think who else is Zion. Obviously, we talked about that. Zion, going to the Pelicans. Nice said rigged. And here's my thought process, right? Now look, for full disclosure, if you don't know, I've been a pro wrestling fan since I was 6 years old. So I'm not mad at predetermined outcomes, right? I'm okay if the outcome is predetermined. I think that's why the UFC is in a bad position right now, because they didn't let too many of their great people get actually beat by somebody that nobody cares about and lost a bunch of money. So I'm okay with stuff being predetermined. The problem is, though, right? The problem is, I think, let me be careful, because I'm here to listen to some of the conspiracies. LeBron going to Cleveland, Derrick Rose going to Chicago. I'm here to listen to all of that, right?
Patrick Ewing in New York. Yeah.
Right. When LeBron leaves Cleveland, I think Cleveland got like the first pick in like back-to-back years, something weird like that, right? The problem for me becomes where like I have a hard time with the conspiracy theory is if you're, so who's all in on it would be my thing. Like, is the entire NBA in on it? Because if I'm Utah, why the hell would I be? Why the hell would I want him to go to Dallas when I could have had Cooper Flag?
Right.
Like let's just workshop this nice.
Utah gonna get now. Watch, Utah gonna get the boy from BYU next year.
So you saying, so your conspircy, so you
taking
already
standing up for Utah. Don't be mad, Utah. We're gonna set you up for next year.
So you take, I like where you going though. So you taking the conspiracy a step deeper. Hey, Utah, chill. We got y'all. We gonna bring in a homegrown boy. We gonna let him rock at BYU.
We gonna draft him.
Okay. We gonna let him rock at BYU. And then, because look, somehow the Spurs got Wemby. That's another conspiracy, that the Spurs got Wemby.
In the national. You know
I mean, listen. So let me ask you, and I'll ask you as well, Ross. Are y'all, let's say it is rigged. Are y'all upset that it's rigged? I prefer it to be rigged personally.
I don't think it's rigged all the way. Okay, let me say. I don't think it's rigged to the level. Like, I think it is some chance with the lottery. They might just, those percentages that they give us just aren't factual. Like I don't like, because they try to be pretty transparent with it. I mean, with nowadays with all the AI and CGI and all that stuff, what they showing us on TV don't even have to be what's going on in the background. You know what I'm saying? But I like the whole idea of having a lottery, because that to me that justifies that it's not rigged. Now, how they're able to rig the lottery, I don't know. You know, they threw a couple extra Dallas Maverick ping pongs in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, but I'm not one of those people that just want to do away with the lottery and, oh, if you had the worst, like I don't like what NFL does. You know, I think this helps. Now, am I ready to go and already say it's all the way predetermined? Hey, if the kid from Utah end up in Utah next year, then we'll have a strong case.
I didn't even think about that. You brought that up. I hadn't even thought about that. You know what's crazy? Now that you said that, though, I'm ready to go with the whole conspiracy now, because now it makes more sense. Because I was like, well, why would Utah sign up for that? Well, shit, we finna get the number one player in high school is going to BYU next year. I think they say, what is he making, like $7 million in NIL money?
He's from Utah, and
yeah,
and going to BYU, and Utah gonna have the number one pick. And now it all aligns like that, because how is Dallas in the storyline? Like, I get it, it sounds cool. They got rid of Luka, and now they got number one. They got AD too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was my point. It wasn't like they just didn't get nothing.
Right. So how is Dallas in the storyline? Like, how does that help? I'm interested to see. Now, what's funny is they did say before the end of the year, Dallas went up on the ticket prices, and that was that. We know what we got on the way, so we're gonna go ahead and raise the prices now. You know what I'm saying? Because the end of the year, when everybody hurt, why would you raise the ticket prices?
Right. Yeah. Look, I'm here for all the conspiracies, and I think if you can rig it, I think it's a good thing, right? I think the NBA was better that LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, went to the Cavaliers to start his career. The NBA was better that Derrick Rose played in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely, to me, it definitely saved those franchises. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember growing up. Now I have seen clips of Cleveland playing Michael Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals, but my whole life the Cavs were trash until LeBron got there. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember even his first year not making the playoffs. Like, I do remember that. So
they had to get Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis was Darius is talking crazy, but Ricky Davis was the original J.R. Smith. He was J.R. Smith before J.R. Smith. That motherfucker. You know what? I just realized they're the exact same person. They both were shooting fadeaway threes, and they were both crazy athletic, and they both probably. We got to start doing a whole series about guys who, I don't know how to say it because I don't want to diss nobody, but we might have to. I'm just saying, like, no, just like a series of guys who, like, maybe because of like the way that like their playing style didn't maybe get the most. Because like if you look at J.R. Smith, what is he, 6'5", 6'6", and it's like it's nothing that J.R. Smith can't do on the basketball court. He's athletic, he can dunk you, he can handle the ball, he's a three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't never really interested defensively. You know what I'm saying? But like if you really just look at his game, you're like, hey, so like if an alien was to come down and you're teaching him about basketball and then he sees J.R. Smith, you would have to explain to him why that guy was never an all-star. Like, how was he not an all-star? You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker bouncy, got a three ball, can dribble, athletic. Like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, so some of those guys, you got to kind of like watch the games, Lord, and be like, yeah, let me help you out. Let me show you why. You know what I'm saying? It's
and shout out those guys, because like those are kind of like you underappreciated. But you know, when you hear their peers tell them stories, you know, they'll get that respect. Like, nah, Ricky Davis, that mother was athletic. You had to really, You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
I
like
love
Mike Beasley right now.
right. Mike Beasley. You know, I remember what was my boy name? Tyreek Evans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, out of Memphis.
The OJ Mayos, you know,
OJ smoked his way out the league.
Yeah, cold though. You remember Josh Howard going crazy in Dallas?
Mavericks, yeah.
Right. I loved all those type. Like I was telling the homies, one of my favorite players to use on the game ever was Rip Hamilton. Like I loved Rip Hamilton, smooth mid range.
But I think Rip got the most out of his abilities though. Like he got the most because Rip was from the old school. He's from the Reggie Miller cloth. He's like, I'm gonna run around a bunch of screens. I'm getting to my spot. I'm shooting my jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you run at me crazy. I can pump fake and do 1-2 dribbles and just pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Rip is a throwback. He's an old school 2-guard. That's how the 2 guards used to play basketball. It's like we run up a bunch of screens. You got to chase me, and if you do not put a hand up, this shit is going in. You know what I'm saying? This shit is going in. So
like another Tayshaun Prince. Like I love Tayshaun Prince. That was my boy.
Yeah. Who would you consider a modern day Tayshaun Prince? As we brought his name up, who would be a modern day?
Who's playing like Tayshaun? I would say McDaniels.
Okay. Yeah, over in Minnesota. I can see that.
Like a lighter version. Kuminga could be him if he really like
something is going on internally between him and Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr don't because like since he's been getting playing time, he's putting up numbers, but it's something about maybe it's when Wardell's on the court that Steve Kerr don't like what he does when Wardell's on the court.
I heard they was talking about it. It was when Jimmy came on the team, Jimmy and Draymond had a talk with Kuminga about trying harder on defense. And I think it was kind of I believe it might be Steve Kerr, but it's kind of a team decision that Kuminga's not, trying as like he should be an all defensive guy.
He's Michael Porter Jr. over there.
Exactly. We've been talking about without the 3. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing, Kuminga got game. Now that I'm watching, like I believe he kind of been out of position because he can put it on the ground.
Here's what I think though, just to go back to what you were saying about Kuminga though. Here's my problem. Those 2 guys, they didn't come to Kuminga. They didn't come to Kuminga and say, "Hey man, we really need you to pick it up defensively." The way they came at Kuminga was, I know it was all fucking sideways. I know it was sideways. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta respond though. You gotta be mentally.
So Ross, I'm with you. You gotta respond. You know me, I'm old school. I'm with you. You gotta respond. But also you gotta know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a young bull. You can't. And Jimmy should know this from his Minnesota days. You're gonna lose them young bulls if you come at them like that. Trust. I know it's messed up and it don't feel right. Pause. But I promise you, you're gonna lose these young boys if you pause. Damn, but you're gonna lose them if you talking to them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we dealing with a whole
Diddy trial, no Diddy.
Yeah. When you're dealing with these YNs, bro, you dealing with a mental. See, Jimmy and Draymond come from a non-mental health generation. We didn't do the mental health in that generation. Kuminga and these young boys, they come from a mental health generation. Look at right now. Look at Ben Simmons. We all thought that, okay, once he get healthy or I thought he was faking the injury shit. I like, okay, he just doing that for the contract, get out of it. Motherfucker really can't play basketball no more, right? So I know for a fact they came at dude sideways, right? Hey, man, you need to be doing da. And they just lost him. They lost him. Some of these young dudes, it's very few of them. I think Ant is from old school. I think you can talk to Ant a little crazy and he'll respond, right?
We got to give that young man some credit, man.
Yeah, I think you can talk to him and he'll respond. I'm trying to think of another. It looks like Halliburton might be okay with that because Halliburton, people kept talking about Jayson Tatum's summer playing with Team USA. They forget that Halliburton also wasn't playing on Team USA. Then he got voted the most overrated player in the NBA. Like Halliburton, the fact that he's come back now, did they eliminate Cleveland tonight?
Yeah.
The fact that Halliburton now has the fact that he now has his team in the Eastern Conference Finals after the summer that he had with Team USA being voted the most overrated player in the NBA, we got to give him some props. The way that he responded, he didn't fold.
Now, I will say, if we look at his numbers coming in tonight, he was averaging 16 points. He was shooting like 30 from 3. His numbers were bad.
But what was he doing in the clutch, though? In the clutch situation?
That's where I'm going to give him his props.
Yeah.
In the clutch, he's been hitting the big shots. You know, he's been giving you something defensively. He's been a leader. I think that Indiana team is a little discounted now. Really watching them, Miles Turner is playing the best basketball of his life. Siakam probably is the most unappreciated.
I was just talking about him last week. Yeah,
Siakam just, you can just close your eyes and he gonna give you 20 and 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just close your eyes and you really don't have to call no plays for him. He just kind of get his in the flow. You know, you look up and he got 14. Next thing you know, he got 18. Next thing you know, he had 20. So, yeah, Indiana, Neesmith and Mathurin and Nembhard. Shout out Nembhard, ex-skater. You know, McConnell. Like, you look at them, they got a deep roster and like a lot of dudes that can have a 20-point night. Like McConnell can give you 15 off the bench.
Right.
You know, Mathurin can go get 20. Nembhard can get 20. Halliburton give you 20.
Obi Toppin is capable off the bench.
Ooh, shout out Obi. And you know, Obi got ties from my crib. Shout out Obi.
I know that.
Yeah. Obi Pops is a legend with at the crib. So shout out Obi. Obi is looking like Aaron Gordon. Obi is looking like he can take that. If Obi really take that, and he might give you a little bit more off the bounce. And people got to really go look at it. It was that COVID year. Obi literally won in college basketball every award. He swept everything. He was the clear-cut best player.
And he didn't play bad when he was with the Knicks. He didn't play bad with the Knicks.
Obi just like hasn't really gotten the opportunity. Like, I feel like Obi was somebody, if he messed around and got to the Lakers with Luka and LeBron, like he'd blossom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now you got a real athlete out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Obi's ridiculous. So shout out Obi. That's a key piece. That's a good call right there, Roy. That's like he'll be one of those guys, like we just said, the underappreciated guys. Yeah. Like, if you go and look, this is a guy that go between the legs on the fast
in game. He's done it multiple times in game. You know what
I'm saying? Just easy, just
crazy. Shout out to Halliburton tonight, though, in the closeout game. 31 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 10 from 3. I mean, that's how you close it out.
That's how you have a big game. And I tuned in second quarter.
We said, hold on. Nice said Obi was behind Rant for pause. But okay, so maybe they were again. I like Julius Randle, but you gotta like Obi Toppin is one of those guys you gotta just try to find some minutes for. You gotta try to find because he's so good, he's gonna help. Like, he seems to just, at least at this point in his NBA career, seems like he's figured it out that, like, hey, here's my role in the NBA. You know, sometimes, like you said, he was a guy in college who swept all the awards. He had the ball all the time in his hands. Now that he's in the NBA, he's settled into, okay, in the NBA, here's who I am. And
that's what I'm saying. Like Aaron Gordon, when he was with the Magic, and we was trying to make
he was what, a top 3, top 4 pick for the Magic. Yeah.
Like, if Obi could go somewhere and I'm gonna be let me do all the dirty work for you. I'm gonna block shots, get rebounds, leak out in transition, and then
a Sean Marion type guy.
Any threes that I hit, that's icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what Obi might be somebody who's playing himself into a contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're a contender, look, I promise you, I don't want to say this to diss a guy, but this is gonna be a diss. Milwaukee, I think, would have been much better off getting him over Kyle Kuzma.
Right.
No disrespect to Kyle Kuzma, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
but Miles Turner, he hooping. Miles Turner is playing
hey,
good.
I forgot about whatever happened. What happened, my boy? Quickly, yeah, Quickly and Obi was balling in New York.
Oh, nice, low key a Knicks fan. All right, nice.
Yeah, Quickly was balling over there. But I think just to go back to, can I give you another guy? Just to go back briefly to the Tayshaun Prince comp, I would say I would put maybe a little Pascal Siakam in there with just some more offense, because Pascal long can defend multiple positions, a willing defender, but just with some more offense with him. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like that are like so valuable in the NBA. That's why when like Pascal was available, I was like, yo, everybody's acting like this is no big deal. Pascal Siakam is like, what is he, like 6'10", 6'11"? So I mean 6'9", somewhere between 6'9" and 6'11". He can defend multiple positions. He can handle the ball. He can finish. You know what I'm saying? Like he was an all-star this year and nobody cared. It was like
energy every night. I love guys that you ain't got to make play. I want somebody who gonna show up every night, lace them shoes up, and go play. Like I don't like the guys who we got to talk about you bad.
Michael Porter Jr. Yeah,
have a response game. You know what I'm saying? Like show up and do what you supposed to do.
You remember in the championship game 1, he set the tone for the Raptors against the Warriors. He gave Draymond 40. What he gave him 41, I think, or 43.
I remember he was killing.
He gave Draymond a 40-piece game 1. Draymond had 0 answers. I was like, Jesus.
Too little.
Yeah, 0 answers. Let's stay with the Warriors just for a second. Is it over for them? Is Wardell? It's a wrap?
They said he's not even gonna come back. They said he won't play the next game. I seen Draymond in this interview. Draymond said, like, why would we rush him? You know, we thinking long term. He's like, we don't need Superman to walk through the door. Like, you know, we
long term. Draymond, how many more years you think you got, my boy?
But he's just saying, I feel it. I would hate for Steph to rush back, you down 3-1, and then, you know, possibly hurt yourself. And now, God forbid, what happened to Jayson Tatum. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a hamstring note. Like worst case scenario, you tear it and like, you know, you done for the offseason, but he'll be back. But I'm with you though. I think even with Wardell, they were gonna lose this series. So you know, here's the deal though. Do you bring Jimmy back now next year?
Now, if I'm Golden State, I'm calling Dallas. I could use some of them bigs, and we could get younger.
You calling Dallas? If I'm Dallas, I'm not answering the phone. Like, who you gonna give?
Golden State, I'm calling Dallas.
Who you giving up? Pause. Who you trading?
Jimmy.
We don't want him. We good on Jimmy.
We
need shooting. No, we need shooting. We don't need Jimmy or Kawhi. We need shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, we need shooting. Yeah. I'm a Texas boy. I gotta hold it down for all my Texas team. We need shooting.
If I'm Golden State, I'm for sure shaking up that roster. I like Pods.
No, you don't. No, you don't like Pods. No, stop it, Ross. You don't like Pods. Been horrible this series. Pods is getting
exposed terrible.
He's been getting exposed this series.
But see, I think you discount Minnesota though. I think even with Steph, this is the same thing. That like obviously,
no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Closer. I think Minnesota, now that they rolling, Minnesota is the best roster in like left in the playoffs. If you really look at it, they bro. I've been telling you, like Minnesota is good, bro. That kid Alexander Walker coming off the bench now, he's hitting. DiVincenzo finally getting the rhythm. We don't give Ant enough credit for his leadership. That's what Ant has been up and down with his games, but what I'm watching is Ant really, like, these dudes really rally behind him, and he do all the rah-rah and they might not have a lot of those type of guys on their team. But Ant, like, don't worry, I'm gonna do the talking for you. But he empowers, like, even when Rudy had that game in Game 7, I saw the clip where Ant went to LeBron. He said, "Go congratulate my dog, man." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rudy killed y'all boys. You know, Ant is really like, he got Rudy playing better. Nas Reed is playing out of his mind right now. Shout out Nas Reed. Julius Randle's averaging like 25. Shout out Julius Randle. McDaniels is an all first team, all defensive guy. You got DiVincenzo and all them guys coming off the bench. Like, they are the scariest team to me. I think Minnesota deserves a lot of credit for their second half of the year.
I tell you what, NBA, listen to me right now. NBA, listen to me. Don't mess around and let this YN Anthony Edwards win a chip. He gonna talk crazy. He win a chip.
Bro, he ain't gonna go crazy.
It's 2 YNs that the NBA, they can't let them win chips until they get older. It's Ant Edwards, and you already know who I'm finna say. Ja Morant. You can't let those 2 YNs win a chip. They got to get to their 29, 30. If you let them win a chip,
all his interviews like this. He all T.I.
He gonna be talking crazy. When I saw him talking to Barack the way he was talking, I was like, hold on, that's the damn. He was talking to Barack crazy.
He told Barack stand down.
I said, yo, dude, he talking to a former president. It's like it's some Secret Service dude standing right behind you, and he talking reckless.
He was like taken aback by it. He like, hey, y'all, he had to go tell LeBron, like, y'all know what this this YN just told me. LeBron said, what he told you, he the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Man, look, Anthony Edwards was a bad young man. And if y'all mess around, here's what I'm gonna tell you, Ross. I think OKC is really good. I think they got a lot of talent. I don't think they got no killers. And Anthony Edwards is a killer. Like, he's a killer. You know what I'm saying?
The other night. And shout out Jimmy, because Jimmy's been playing well. Like, Golden State has been fighting, even without Steph. Jimmy's been playing well. Unfortunately, Steph out. I just don't think size-wise it would really matter. But, like, and we talked about it. He going in there, Jim Butler, Draymond, y'all doing all that rah-rah. I ain't worried about y'all.
No.
None of y'all can't guard me. You know what I'm saying? He dunking on Looney and stuff. He fully embracing it. I seen he had to go show love to Gary Payton, senior after the game. You know, GP normally talking trash to dude. GP couldn't even say nothing to him. GP like, man, young man, you the truth.
Can we revisit at some point? We're going to have to, I think everybody just arbitrarily says Draymond is a Hall of Famer. I'm one of the few people that say, I think we got to slow down. Because every time I see him play without Wardell or without Clay, he out there with some whack ass triple singles. Like, he doesn't like. I think because he played with 2 of the top 5 shooters to ever play basketball with his skill set, it helped because he's a power forward who can pass and who can handle the ball. So he was unique from that perspective. And then also, I'm so upset. I don't think you understand. I hate watching Draymond play, not because of Draymond, but because the NBA allows him to play this stupid style of basketball. He literally choke slammed DiVincenzo last game. Choke slammed him to the floor. And it was and they called it a jump ball. I was like, what are we doing, bro? He grabbed a dude by his neck, threw him to the floor as a jump ball. It's like, it's stupid at this point. Like, what would we do with him? Right? And I understand, much like Pat Bev, much like what's my guy's name, man? From UT. Played for the Rockets. PJ Tucker. Yeah, PJ Tucker. it's certain guys that they stay in the NBA because this is how they, you know what I'm saying? Like PJ Tucker, Pat Bev, you got to do these things in order to stay in the league, right? I feel like Draymond fits in that category. The only difference is his teams were so good that it resulted in championships, right? And so because of that, Draymond got elevated to a whole nother level. Now, if Draymond finds his way in the NBA Hall of Fame, I'm not gonna protest it. I'm just telling you, and I hate when people say, "Oh, well, he's Dennis Rodman." Y'all are doing Dennis Rodman such a disservice because people think Dennis Rodman's career started in Chicago for some weird ass reason. Dennis Rodman had 2 championships before he even got to Chicago.
Okay, hold on though. Draymond, 4-time All-Star.
Okay.
2-time All-NBA. 8-time All-Defensive Team. And a Defensive Player of the Year.
But y'all told me though that none of those Defensive Player of the Year awards, none of that defensive stuff matters because y'all told me that Rudy Gobert is a 4-time Defensive Player. So Rudy Gobert is a Hall of Famer, right?
But he was twice in the All NBA.
My question is Rudy Gobert a Hall of Famer? Because if you're gonna put Rudy in, then I'm okay with Draymond getting in.
I think you told me Rudy a Hall of Famer. Ben Wallace a Hall of Famer, then Rudy a Hall of Famer.
Well, let me give you. So Rudy is a 3-time All-Star. He was second team All NBA in 2017. He's 3-time third team. So he's made 4 All NBA teams. How many All NBA teams Draymond made? None, right?
Who?
All NBA? Not defensive. No, not defensive.
8-time All Defensive, 2-time All NBA.
He made All NBA, what, 13?
Oh, I'm trying to tell you. That's what you hating. Second team in 2015.
That's crazy. So
bro, you hating, bro.
So Rudy, but Rudy is 4 times All NBA. He's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time Defensive First Team. So Rudy should get in before Draymond. 7 times First Team All Defense, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time All-Star, and 4-time All NBA. Rudy's clearly ahead of Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Rudy Gobert. And he led the league in rebounding in 2022. And he led the league in blocks in 2017. So shout out to Rudy. Y'all got to put some respect on Rudy Gobert's name.
Yeah.
You
got that one. You got that one.
Are you, how do you feel, right? Is the window closed on the Warriors and Wardell? Or is it still cracked a little bit? Or is it closed? The championship window I'm talking about.
The Warriors and Wardell, no. But they with him and Draymond being their core, yes. They gotta hurry up and figure something out.
Hold on. Say that again.
Like
so you saying, hold on. So are you calling for Draymond to be traded?
Or either it's time for him to go ahead and look to retire here soon. As far as like that 2-head monster, I think it's over for. I think you probably could keep Draymond as like a Udonis Haslem type of.
But is he gonna be okay with that role though?
That's what I'm saying.
Because UD bought into that role. UD was okay with just being like another coach.
Yeah. But I think Steph definitely got to get somebody. Steph's got to get his, kind of like how they brought in Luka with LeBron. All right, this is going to be our future. The Warriors have kind of wasted a lot of time in fumbling, what direction they're going to go. They haven't really come up with a plan for after Steph. So I think now with this injury, this kind of, forced Golden State to really got to.
But this is Golden State's own fault because they chose Draymond over KD. They could have kept KD and just shipped Draymond's ass out.
Even KD, it would be coming to an end by now. They probably would have won every championship till now, unless they got hurt. But
yeah, but that's way better though, right? Ain't that a better?
You needed Jordan Poole, because with Jordan Poole, you was at least able to kind of.
Yeah, but who messed up the Jordan Poole thing, Ross?
Exactly. No, I give you your props. I give you credit. They messed up. They drafted Wiseman. They messing up with Kuminga. It's been some moves that Golden State fumbled.
No. I don't think it's I think it's Draymond. Draymond ran off KD. Draymond ran off Jordan Poole. Draymond apparently in my belief made Kuminga fold up his tent this year. Like, Draymond is the problem. Draymond is the issue. Now, here's the problem. He got 4 rings, so you can't tell a motherfucker nothing when he got 4 rings. What you gonna tell him? He got 4 rings. You can't go in there and tell him nothing. Now, I would tell you that he played a much smaller role in those rings than anybody would ever think. They had 2 of the top 5 shooters of all time. Then they added KD. On top of the fact they had Andre Iguodala, who by himself was already an all-star and an Olympian. They also had multiple guys off the bench who were hell of a talents. On that team. So when you start looking at this, and I respect Draymond. My problem with Draymond isn't even Draymond. It's my problem is with the NBA. The NBA allows Draymond to play a style that nobody else can play. The NBA officials allow Draymond to talk to them in a way that no other player can talk to them. And so because of that, because of what happened in the finals against the Cavaliers in which he got suspended, now come playoff time, no official wants to be the official that calls a tech or a couple of flagrants in which Draymond gets kicked out of a game early or he potentially gets suspended, and now you become a part of, oh, well, the Warriors could have won, but y'all suspended Draymond, and so they lost. So that's what happened. Because of that finals, now everybody's worried about that, and it's total BS, and it's a bunch of crap. So, I've talked about that ad nauseum. So who cares at this point? They're done. Shout out to Minnesota. They finna get them old heads up out of there. And the NBA is turning the page now. The NBA is now the YN league. Once we get these conference finals where it's the Knicks and the Pacers and it's OKC and it's Minnesota, it's officially YN time in the NBA. This is Generation YN that's taking over the NBA now. It's going to be a YN that wins this chip this year, Ross. A YN's going to win the chip this year. It's going to be the first YN chip.
Let me tell you, though, I'm not quite ready to count out Denver, though. Joker might go ahead and say enough, because I'm looking. Joker got 19 right now at half. He 8 for 13, 19 and 9.
Here's my problem I got with you, Ross. Here's my problem I got with you, Ross, and a lot of you NBA fans. I watched Joker play 3 bad games and nobody said nothing. Or let me say 2 bad games and nobody said nothing.
Say, the man got to do so much. He do for a couple bad games, though, Roy.
Well, here's the thing, though. I watched LeBron James lead a team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, and people still gave him smoke for losing games. People was good. Hey, wait, why ain't he shoot the ball? Why ain't he do this? Why ain't he do that? Meanwhile, Joker gets blown out by 125 points. We just move on to the next game. Nobody cares. It's like, is Joker the best player in the world to y'all or not? Because the best player in the world should never lose by 175 points in a game. That's crazy.
Hold on. What's crazy is you gave me the great idea to just look at it. And Joker is leading the Denver Nuggets in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. And they're about to go. They're about to go to the Western Conference.
My question is, why are y'all not giving him smoke for losing and getting beat? Nobody cares when he loses. We just move
2-2.
I know it's 2-2, but what I'm telling you though is in real time with LeBron, every single game gets critiqued. When you're the best player in the world, hold on, Ross. When you're the best player in the world, every game gets critiqued. I don't think Joker's the best player in the world. I believe Giannis is the best player in the world. I think Joker plays on a better team than Giannis, but I think Giannis is the best player in the world. With that being said, Giannis's numbers were silly in the playoffs, and nobody cared that he was putting up crazy numbers. All they kept, well, he losing, he gonna lose, he gonna lose, he gonna lose. And I'm looking around and I'm saying, well, who the hell's guarding Joker in this series? Chet Holmgren and what's the other big?
Hartenstein did a great job. They started playing Hartenstein more. He came in, he did a good job.
I don't want to hear about no Hartenstein. Stop.
No, Hartenstein solid.
Stop. Who cares?
They paid him in the offseason.
Who cares, Ross? Who cares?
What do you mean? We saw LeBron get locked up by Deshaun Stevenson.
Stop. We all know that. I love that. I love you went to that only. I love you went to that finals, right? You went to the finals in which
I saw Boris Diaw guard LeBron. Stop it. Leave me alone. Stop.
Boris Diaw guarded LeBron. Hold on, Ross. Tell the people, Ross, who won MVP that year. Or the final. And what did LeBron average on Kawhi Leonard?
LeBron wasn't Kawhi's sole defensive.
Stop, Ross.
D-Wade too. I saw a lot of possessions where Boris Diaw.
Don't make me go pull up the numbers, because LeBron was damn near averaging a 30-point triple-double. Don't make me go pull up the numbers,
and
Ross.
Y'all lost by the highest margin of victory.
Maybe.
Ever.
Okay, so that's my point though. So what else do you want LeBron to do? He's averaging a 29 point. He's averaging 29, 10,
That's
and
like
9.
Dak Prescott leading the league in passing, and they lost by 20 in that game. Stop it. Empty calories.
No,
you can't fool me.
No, those are empty calories.
That's the
those
same
are
thing LeBron did this year. He go and score a whole bunch of points and lose. Same thing he did this year. Stop it. He's still doing it 15 years later. He's so worried about the stats. Stop it.
So here's what I'm telling you. My only problem with Joker is that y'all allow Joker to get away with when he loses, no big deal. My only thing is, historically in the NBA, if you're the best player in the world, that comes with critiques. Whoever has a critique for Joker, oh man, look at his numbers. Who gives a shit? Did you win or did you lose?
We did have a critique for him. We challenged him to be in shape and play better defense, and he's done it.
Who's he defending?
Roy, he's averaging 2 steals a game, and you know steals. Is that a lot? Is that a lot for a big fat center that can't move?
I'm not watching it. First of all, you
know about stealing the ball. You know stats. If you average 2 steals,
first of all, here's what I'm gonna tell you, Ross. Be careful with the steal stat. The steal stat is subjective depending on who's documenting the stats. Here's what I'll tell you. All
the stats are subjective.
No.
So in Cleveland,
it's only two. It's only two stats that's subjective, or that should. Well, I take that back. It's three stats. It's 3 stats that are subjective. Steals, assists, and rebounds can be. It doesn't seem like it can be, but rebounds can be subjective. Because guys, some statisticians, if a guy's tipping the ball to himself, they'll give him the rebound. So if I tip, and then it goes to you, they give me that rebound because they say I controlled it. So steals is who stole the ball. Because if I tip it out and then you get it, is that your steal or is it my steal? It depends on who's taking the stats.
Hold on, bro. He's averaging the most among active players.
Again, I don't know how they doing the stats in Denver because the
other guys here is Tatum, Bridges, OG, Caruso.
Here's what I'm telling you though, Ross.
Pretty good defenders.
The people went back and they looked at the games when Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year, and they were like, hold on, they giving him credit for steals he didn't even get. So that's what I'm telling you. I don't
So
know if
that
he's
Joker
getting
getting the Jordan love. He get
I don't know. I don't know what steals he's getting. That's what I'm telling you. So what I'm telling you is that all of that has equaled out to 2-2. So is Joker the best player in the world? Yes or no?
yes, I think it.
Okay.
I
So
think
if he
even the
loses in the
players
second
starting to
round,
see it.
if he loses in the second round, getting guarded by who the hell is guarding him?
Chet and Hartenstein.
Is that good? So he should average 30 plus against them, right? No?
What you think he gonna average?
I'm just telling you, he should average an easy 30 and probably 12, 13 rebounds, no?
He's averaging 25, 16, and 12
Yeah, that ain't good enough. He should
against
be averaging
OKC.
30. He should be averaging 30.
25, 16, and 12 ain't good enough.
Well, 16, I don't know what those 16 can be his misses that he's
That's
rebounding. I
rebound.
don't know. Yeah, I just told you. I don't know how he's getting those rebounds.
He don't miss that much because he shoot 53 from the field.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you think
This is a down series. This is like his worst series, and he averaging 25, 16, and 12.
I got a question for you. When he was an active player, do you believe that Dirk Nowitzki was a great rebounder?
Pretty good.
Stop, Ross. You don't think Dirk Nowitzki was a great rebounder? Stop.
I'm saying, how many rebounds did he average? That'll tell us.
I'm asking you the question. Do you think he was a great rebounder?
I don't think he averaged 16. His rebound
No.
numbers.
My question is, do you think he was a great rebounder? So okay, let me back up my question. If you're a good rebounder, a good to great rebounder, how many rebounds should you average? 10? Okay, got it. So 10. So Dirk averaged 8 rebounds a game for his career. Nobody thinks he's a great rebounder.
That's a little low.
What do you mean it's low? It's 8. You said that like if you're a great rebounder, it's 10.
Yeah,
He's averaging 8.
So that's a little low for a 7-footer for me. But if I'm looking at Dirk, his style of play was away from the rim.
That's my point. He's not even a rebounder. He's just 7 foot. He's just out there. He's getting 8, and he's just 7 foot.
No, but Dirk, he's a better rebounder than some of these other guys that we give I was talking about.
Stop, dude. Stop. Dirk's not a rebounder like that. He's not going after the boards like that. Come on, Ross. You know that. Dirk's just getting the rebounds that come right to him. And he's 7 foot. So he's getting 7.5 to 8 of them a game.
Right. But it's different when you're averaging, it's a difference when you're averaging 8. Like, even though 8 to 12 is only 4, that's a big difference, bro.
I agree, but what I'm telling you though is that like Dirk is not even a great rebounder. He's not even a good rebounder, and he's getting you 8 just because he's 7 foot. And he's
Joker's
not even
16.
No, but see, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is that Joker, he's the biggest guy on the floor by far. It's nobody his size on the floor. Nobody. So, yes, he's supposed to be dominating the rebound. So, I'm not impressed with him getting a bunch of rebounds. He's supposed to get
he averaging 12 assists. What about that?
Again.
Oh, here we go. Now he just handing the ball to guys, and they're making shots. If you pass it to the guys and they make the shots, then you get an assist.
Yes. That's what happens. I don't know.
So all these LeBron stats that you give him credit.
No, we're not going to LeBron. Let's stay on Giannis, because Giannis just finished the series in which he averaged like 33, 13, 14 rebounds and like 8 assists, and nobody cared. Nobody cared.
I tell you, I think Giannis is the second best player in the league behind Joker.
No, he's the best player in the league.
I'm gonna tell you why I think Joker is better.
Go ahead.
I think Joker, his ability to, like, we see it with Joker. The plus minus when he's on the court and when he's off is like ridiculous. So his ability to just throughout the year always keep his team at the top in the ranks, I think he's been like they've been consistent at that. In the playoffs, like we've seen the crazy performances, just like we have with Giannis. I think right now with Denver, it's just the consistency. Like if Giannis and them would have won the chip and then not lost to Miami in them first rounds, and then we saw teams start to build the wall or whatever, and like if you go back and you look, that was what playoff Jimmy was beating Milwaukee that next year with all them drafted guys.
Ross, Giannis with no Dame, because Dame was not a factor.
It was Giannis, Drew.
No. I'm talking this year. Dame was not a factor. He wasn't even there. He was hurt, hobbling. Who was his second best player? Brook Lopez?
Like Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis? Okay. So it's way down the line. So his second best player is a 78 overall. And the man averaged 31, 12, and 7. And nobody cares.
Ridiculous.
How is he even getting 7 assists? Who is he passing the ball to? We don't even think of Giannis as a great passer. So how is he even getting 7 assists?
Bobby Portis.
So I'm just saying the man averaged 31, 12, and 7 with his second best player being he don't got no Aaron Gordon. He don't got no DeJounte Murray. He don't got no Bobby Portis Jr. He don't got no Michael Porter Jr. He don't even got a goddamn Russell Westbrook with him.
Right, but he had Dame for the majority. Last year and this year, and we've seen since they did win, we got to go ahead and be honest. He got the Adrian Griffin fired. He got Bud fired. Like we seen, Adrian Griffin had a better record than the coach prior, and he got fired halfway through the year.
Giannis didn't get him fired. Hold on, Giannis didn't get him. Hold on, okay, so I'm with you if you're saying Giannis signed off on them.
That's what they said it was.
Okay, I'm with you on that. But you were saying he got him fired. I'm like, he didn't get him fired. He signed off on them moving on with Doc.
Well, no, it was because they got rid of Bud because they had those playoff exits after they won. So they was in the same position that Dallas in now. They had won, and it was a couple years that went by, and they had early exits. They got rid of.
But Ross, you do know Joker just got his coach fired too, though, right?
That's what I'm saying. It was the same thing.
Okay. I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
The difference was then he got Adrian Griffin, and Adrian Griffin didn't even last. He didn't give him a chance, and then now they got Doc. And so 2 years later, you got Dame. You made the roster move that you thought you wanted. We've appeased you with the coach. Now I love Giannis. I'm just saying the difference. Now Joker and them get beat, and then next year it falls apart.
Hey, if you just tuning into us right now, man, we debating Joker and Giannis right now. So y'all tap in with us, man. Tell us what y'all think. Here's what I'll tell you though, Ross. This is one of the few things that I'll put squarely on LeBron James. This is LeBron James's fault. This thing right here, in which teams capitulate to great players and do whatever they say in order to keep them, and then the shit doesn't work out. Where they let the best player be the GM. This is LeBron. This happened with LeBron, right? LeBron brought this to the league. And I do think that at some point in these off seasons when they're doing the negotiations, I think in the future, within the next 5 to 7 years, NBA contracts are going to change to be not all the way to be NFL contracts, but they're going to change. And I'm going to tell you why. Because look at what Milwaukee did, Ross. Giannis wanted to bring in Dame. Right? So what did they do? Okay, cool. We got to ship out Drew. We're going to bring in Dame. We're going to bring in Dame because we want to keep you here. We're going to bring in Dame, right? Giannis also for a number of years wanted them to keep Chris Middleton. So they kept him a long time. They kept him probably longer than they should have. They probably should have traded Chris Middleton way before they
Yeah.
They probably kept him 2 years too long because he was close with Giannis because him and Giannis built that thing together in Milwaukee. So Giannis for a long time was loyal to Middleton until he wasn't, right? So they kept him too long, and all they could get was goddamn Kyle Kuzma. So Giannis, you created, and Giannis, you wanted us to keep Bobby Portis. You wanted us to keep the big fella, the twin, what's the twin name? They got the center. Brook Lopez. So now we've overpaid old ass Brook Lopez. We've overpaid Bobby Portis. Now you wanted us to bring in Dame. Now we had to trade Chris Middleton. The best we can get is Kuzma. And now people are saying that you might want out of Milwaukee. That's insane. We've totally destroyed our team, and we changed the coach based on you signing off on this. And now you might want out. That's insane to me. And make no mistake, I'm pro player, Ross. I'm pro player. But that is insane, though. Go ahead.
So to me, I think that's the difference. So with Joker, it's kind of right now, he's at that point where like the pressure is on him to win again, which is why I agree with you when you say the next champion gonna be a YN, but then I had to pause and say Joker looking like he got a little something to say though. I'm looking right now, like following the game, Joker, he answering the bell, and that's all we can ask. So let's see what's the score. They up 2. For OKC, they you talk about Hartenstein. So they put Hartenstein in the starting lineup. That was a big move because I don't think Chet really is a 5. I think during the regular season, you can kind of get away with that. I think in this matchup, Chet. But you look at Hartenstein, he's got 11 and 4, 5 and 6 from the field. So he's balling. Shea's got 13, but on 12 shots. He's been struggling. Chet got 9, and Jalen Williams got 11. Caruso with 8 off the bench. But you look at Denver, Joker's got 24. He's 10 of 15. Cooking. 24 and 10 right now in 22 minutes.
He's answering the bell.
In 22 minutes.
But Ross, isn't this what the best player in the world should do in a must-win game 5?
So that's what. So he's doing that. You
I'm
asking him to do.
No. My only thing is you don't get extra credit for doing what you're supposed to do. That's my point. You don't get extra credit.
Well, hold on. He got 24 and 10 in 22 minutes. He's 3 or 4 from 3. Now Joker go and have a 40. Yeah, nice. I appreciate that. Go ahead and like and subscribe for us. Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, Joker, if he's on pace for a 40 and 15, 40 and 20 night, I mean, we can't just say that's what you're supposed to do.
No. What I'm telling you, Ross, is that if he ends the night with 40 and 20 and they lose, what we say is, what else could Joker do? Right? If he ends it on 40 and 20 with a good shooting percentage, we say, hey, man, that if you're the best player in the world, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Just like Jayson Tatum, obviously he went down with an injury, but before that, he went out with 42, 43 points. 41 points, whatever he had. It's like, hey,
we all had to come and show some love to him. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. What else could you listen? What are you supposed to do? He shot a good percentage. Hey, he went out. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The other team is better. My problem is though, and let me give some love to. Can you mention his name? Caruso. You know me, Ross. Me and you, we've hooped together for a number of years. Alex Caruso played in Game 4. Played one of the best games I've seen from a player in a long time, from a non-superstar. What he did in that game was like, I'm watching the game and I'm like, people don't even understand. Right now in this game, Caruso's the best player on the floor. Defensively, he was doing everything. He was switching. He was doubling. He was getting steals. He was getting deflections. He was running the floor for layups. He was making the extra pass. When he was open, he was hitting shots. He was diving for layups. He was playing the way Drew Holiday played in the NBA Finals last year.
Yeah.
And like when I see those guys, I just like it's a breath of fresh air when those guys play like that. Because, in today's age where everything is about one-on-one, and can I can go one-on-one and beat my man. And it's like, that's not real basketball. You know, you see ex-NBA guys starting a one-on-one league. You see non-NBA guys playing one-on-one tournaments, right? Everything is about one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one. And it's like, that's not actually real basketball. Me and LeBron agree on that. Like, people say, hey, look, LeBron don't never play ones in practice because he say that ain't real basketball. I agree with that. If people that know me from the time I was little, I was never somebody that wanted to play ones. I was never a big ones guy because, like, it's like, you know, who cares, right? Now, me and my best friend in college, we used to play ones, but our ones were different. So, you know, you got the full court, and most college practice courts, you got the full court, and then you got the courts that are sideways on those courts that are a little bit smaller, right? With goals. So we would play, me and him in the off season, we would play on those sideway courts. We would play one-on-one, full court on those sideway courts, but we would have to score with our offhand because my best friend was left-handed.
That's fire.
And I'm right-handed. So we would have to, every point got to be with your offhand, right? So we not counting nothing with your strong hand. So that's how we was playing. We playing full court, the short way, offhand, right? So to me, that works on something. But if you just playing one-on-one, okay, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? Because that's not real. You got guys like Devin Booker complaining about being doubled in the offseason, but then you're going to face a double all year. You don't want to know how to deal with this? Kobe said, bring another one.
Now, I think is, and I agree with you 100% about that. I agree with you. I hate that complaining. Oh, y'all gonna help in the pickup game? Like, yes, practice.
Yes, we are helping.
Practice on making the right play out of the different looks we gonna throw at you. Yes. So I agree with you 100%. But to the ones though,
hey, Bron probably was. Beasley's a beast one-on-one.
They say in Miami, Beasley was cooking them. They say in Miami, and I heard in Cleveland, they said no. They said Kyrie ain't really lose. I heard a lot of people say.
Can you imagine trying to guard Kyrie on ones though? Jesus.
But I do say, now I agree with you. I don't like the whole idea of this one-on-one basketball, but I think some of the creativity, being able to, like, I do like the ones like when we see the USA team get together and they do the King of the Court tournament.
Yes.
See, like, I do like that because I think what these guys do need to do is be able to get off script and not be so robotic and do more than just a step back three. You know what I'm saying? I like dudes need at the end of the shot clocks. We talked about it a couple of shows ago. How many times at the end of the shot clocks, even Jayson Tatum, a bad three, or some like guys just lose their mind because they're so robotic that they trying to, you know, okay, let me go to this. And I think just the free flowingness and just the taking what the defense gives you, like that aspect of the one-on-one game, that needs to be highlighted. But they get that so confused into, all right, let me just James Harden double step back, when they don't realize, like we said, the reason James Harden developed that step back is because he would give you that shoulder to your chest so many times. Correct. That now you jumping back, and if he just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the kids definitely they want to do this one-on-one in a team setting when it's like, okay, and then them last 5 seconds of the shot clock when y'all need a bucket, that's your time to get that off.
Think about what we watched in the NCAA tournament. Did we see, outside of the Florida point guard, right? He was the only one, y'all point guard for Florida. He was the only, and he didn't even really, like, that wasn't like, he didn't really get outside of the offense a lot. It would just be like late shot clock, then he would like break a guy down, right? Like nobody was really playing just like exclusively one-on-one. Look, here go KG. This is the one-on-one I respect right here. Let's go.
Oh, I love this. And that's a good run too.
Yes, it is.
Come here, Vince. That's on fan.
That's Sharif Abdul Rahim. Don't reach. Lay you. Lay you. Yeah, get a ball.
You
Lay
talking
you.
to him?
Boom.
Come here, J
Look,
Kid.
J Kid picked
Full
up
court.
early.
Come here. Get it off. Right? Pick that spot. Come here.
Man, look at that man's face. Pause. Look at that man's look at how that man was looking. Hey, KG was with all that smoke. He was trying to go out there and kill. He wanted y'all to know that he was the best player in the world at that time.
I love that. See,
right?
That right there, like you don't see big man getting to it like that. They want to. We saw what Mitchell Robinson just was doing. You know what I'm saying? We just saw what Mitchell Robinson was out there doing. That right there, that's all real in game. That's gonna translate direct. That's good, getting good cardio. You know what I'm saying?
And the defense was there. It wasn't like Jayson Kidd picked him up full court, zigzagging him.
Big fella, let's work on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And Jayson Kidd was what? Probably what? Leader in steals.
That was like the tail end of Jayson Kidd's prime at that point. So that's still prime Jayson Kidd. That's the back end of his prime at that point.
He's what, top 3 in steals? Like
yeah. Jayson Kidd, to me, I believe Jayson Kidd is the best defensive guard of all time. Me personally.
Yeah.
Because he's 6'5". Some people want to say John Stockton, because he's the all-time leader in steals, but Jayson Kidd is 6'5".
Strong too.
And fast.
Yeah.
And fast. Okay, let's go here before we get up out of here for tonight, man. And it's gonna be interesting who wins this game 5. You know, when series are tied 2-2, the teams that win game 5 typically win the series. OKC, y'all at home. If y'all supposed to be who y'all supposed to be, you know what I mean? Y'all got to pull this out. But let's talk about the Diddy trial a little bit. Y'all know this is Ross and Risky, man. Tuesday nights, we talk about sports and the culture. So we got to talk a little bit about this Diddy trial. I want to let it play out. I don't want to go. Boosie, shout out to Boosie. Boosie already started going off. I don't want to go off with like tangents or my thoughts because there's still a lot of information to come out. You know what I'm saying? You got cross-examination. Excuse me. I know Cassie testified today, but it's still a lot more to come out. So we got to be careful about judging things. Excuse me. But this shit is wild so far. It's some wild shit that's come out in this trial. But I'm looking for like, where's the illegal shit?
Yeah, I was man, I didn't want to click on this page, but I end up clicking on academic shit and listening to him, and I just wanted to turn it off, but he was right in the middle of reading it, so I kind of tapped in for a little bit, and then I did some of my own digging and reading on the Twitter the transcripts. What I noticed is, you know, they're not letting nobody sneak no cameras and sneak no, you know, they're real secure on this one. So it's kind of hard to follow. You kind of got to tap in with somebody who's reading the transcripts or whatever. But like from what I gather, in Diddy's defense, they're trying to say he was abusive, but this isn't abusive. Like this isn't a domestic violence case. What they're saying is like, you know, his sex life was different. You know, he did that stuff. But Cassie, you know, had a chance to leave and she kind of chose that lifestyle, you know, which is a common defense. I kind of heard a little bit about, they was kind of going into detail about some of the freak offs and the escorts, and they were saying how Cassie would go and find them, which, you know, in her defense, if you keep me drugged all the time, you know what I'm saying, and you kind of coerce me since I was a young you know, but it's sticky though, because it's kind of like, okay, you know, how you reap the benefits of the lifestyle, and it, like, whether or not you signed the contract, you know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's weird, dog. It's kind of, it's crazy to think. For me, the craziest thing is that, like, he could be in this situation with Cassie, and we heard things, but like, if she had a way to leave and she chose to be with him for 10 years, and if he was under the impression of this is our relationship and you're okay with it, to be able to go and move on, get married, start a family, and then say, hey, what you did to me 10 years or 7 years ago, I want to sue you now. It's just, I don't know, it's sticky. It's sticky, but whatever it is, I don't support anybody who's on no weird stuff. I was telling my homies, they on me right now, because I'm interested to see who's all gonna be caught up into these names that get released and all. So far, it's just kind of like sex workers and stuff, and ain't really no high profile people that I've heard. I did hear she said Dallas Austin was there one time, so that's one name already. That I can't hear you. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. I did hear Dallas.
My bad, I'm here.
Yeah. Dallas Austin was named. So that's one name, but like yeah, I'm interested to see who's all gonna be named in it. That's really what I like.
But if I'm Dallas Austin, I'm just there to, like, no disrespect, but if I'm just there to fuck hoes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
Yeah.
knocking off
Well,
hoes.
now if he was there and Diddy's beating Cassie ass, and you kind of,
Well, but hold on, no, that's a domestic violence case, though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and that's
and look, I'm no attorney. We're gonna see how this thing plays out, and I'm not taking any sides. I'm just really like, for me, I'm having a hard time connecting the dots to the RICO, because that's ultimately what they're trying to get Diddy on, is a RICO. And I know what they're trying to say is that it was this whole sex ring thing that he brought these sex workers in, but it seems like the one sex worker, he testified that Cassie is the one that paid me. Right now, if I'm the sex worker, I don't give a fuck who gave you the money. I'm just telling you who put the money in my hand, right? I don't know who gave you the money and none of that. That ain't my business. The person that put the money in my hand was you, right? And me and you got to it. I think what this trial is to this point is to publicly shame and embarrass Diddy for the type of, like, stuff that he was into. Like, we live in a society. I do a show Wednesday night called No Strings Attached. No Strings Attached, for those of y'all who don't know. And for years on that show, they told me, hey man, you can't kink shame because that's somebody's kink. So if Diddy's kink is that he likes to see his woman get knocked down, right? Like, who am I to say, you know what I'm saying, what was going on? Because to your point, again,
hold on.
Go ahead.
That's no strings. We keep shaming over here.
Okay, we can kink shame. I'm cool with it. Let's go.
That's no strings. Shout out No Strings. Y'all operate in different hemispheres. We keep shaming. What from what I heard, is Diddy sitting in the corner while he did have Cassie go and pick the dudes and pay the dudes and whatever, but from what I heard, Diddy sitting in the corner jacking off while whatever is going on, and Diddy's on some stuff like he getting off on making sure the dude is getting off. Yeah, I don't even want to go
Here's
too
what I'm
far.
gonna tell you. No. Here's what I'll tell you. I'm from Houston, Texas, right? I don't know if people know this or not, but Houston is one of the biggest swinger cities in the U.S. I got a close homeboy from college who tried to introduce me to the swinger life because he was like, hey, dude, I can take you to these clubs. Like me and my wife have been there before. It's a bunch of dudes. They just want to see you like hit their wife. And I was like, I'm cool, right? Because I'm not gonna sit around like this is when I was single, obviously. I'm not gonna sit around and like be hitting some chick while like some dude is in a dark corner doing what he do to himself. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's weird to me, right?
And the dude looking at you more than the girl. That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know who he looking at. I just don't want to be in the
Because he
picture.
got the girl. He want to see you.
I don't want to be in that picture.
You. Nah, that's pause.
The only reason I bring that up though is because like, you know, we got to understand like it's a Kanye just named his album Cuck. That's Kanye's album. It's called Cuck.
He on some weird stuff too. I'm done with Kanye after his
I'm
last.
just telling you, like
last 3 weeks was a little rough too. I'm done with that boy. We ain't even covered that on here. Kanye and some whole nother stuff. I'm more in line with Mason Cameron, man. Shout out my boys. It is what it is. You know, I'm all, you know what I'm saying? Pause, bro. Pause. Like these niggas is wilding, right? What happened to the good old days, man?
Hey, listen, I've been married for coming up on 10 years now. I promise you, nigga, I don't want to see nobody even touch my wife. Like if it like Nick, like dudes that she know, if they take a picture and they like put their hand too far down on the small of her back, I'm tripping. Like, hold on, nigga. Like, whoa, hold on.
Hold on, why you go?
You need to be like around the shoulder is cool, nigga. Like, you know, mid back, you kind of already pushing it too much, nigga. The fuck you doing? Yeah, mid back, like, hold on, dude. You know what I'm saying? Fuck we doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm gonna start looking at her like, hold on, so you can let the nigga like you just gonna let this nigga touch the small of your back? What the fuck?
That little dick right there.
Right. You're not even moving. You just like sitting there, like the fuck we doing? So yeah, I'm not about that life personally, but I recognize that there are people out there that are about that life. My whole thing is if you're about that life is not illegal, right? Mm-hmm. That life in and of itself is not illegal. And we got to understand that Cassie was with this man for 8 years. And I know people want to say, well, she was coerced to stay and all of that. Listen, we're going to see what the facts bring out. I find that hard to believe personally, right? I find that hard to believe that this seems like to me, to this point, this seems like a domestic violence case that's gotten blown up. Because we've all seen the tape. We know that there was some domestic violence there. But here's what I'll tell you, Ross. I'm including myself in this. We all know some relationships with some motherfuckers who get too physical for our own liking. We all know this. We all know a homeboy or 2 or 3, right, that got a relationship where they probably get a little too physical for our comfortability, right? We like, yeah, I wouldn't be doing all that, dude. But we know, right? We've seen, maybe they out their relationship now, but we've seen homies that we cool with be in relationships where sometimes it's the woman who initiates the physicality. And like that just becomes the relationship to where like they get mad and they putting hands on each other, right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm just simply saying I don't know if Diddy should go to jail for life because that was the status of their relationship is all I'm saying.
Okay, now where the Rico thing for me comes in. Now what I did here is even in Cassie and some of her testimony, he kind of like utilized the Sean Combs enterprise with the money and the jets and the security and the cameras. Now, if she's going along with her or whatever, but you using your security, you know, to tap her house and do all this stuff and blowing up people's cars who she talked to and stuff is like once you get into that, that's where that RICO aspect, because now this ain't just you're weaponizing your, you know what I'm saying, your enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Like once you start to turn your security from security to this your hitman or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like these the dudes that's gonna go like blow your car up, or these the dudes that's gonna break in your house, like, you know what I'm saying? Like once you start to weaponize your security and start crossing those lines, that's where I believe the RICO. So we still gotta watch and see. Like I want to see how crazy it's gonna get. Right now I think at this point it's just the kind of the embarrassment of the details of what kind of kinks or whatever he was into. But I'm interested to see, like, okay, show us how scared for your life. Like when you tell us you, like, we saw the video. The video is very disturbing because she was trying to leave. So that right there is a evident of, I could only imagine, like, her trying to leave other times and what we didn't see. That right there is enough. But like I want to know to what extent he was going to utilize his money and power. Like you got to give me more than just that.
Here's where I become unsensitive though, Ross, or insensitive. Listen, I've been around a long time. This year be 43 trips for me around the sun. Listen, dude. I've seen situations in which, and you might be able to attest to this. I've seen situations where I was witnessing domestic violence. I've stepped in and said, "Hey, man, y'all need to chill out," and then that shit turned around on me, and then a week later they were back together.
Yeah.
Right. And so this seems like a right. And this seems like a situation in which that was occurring, but now she's coming back because, like, who knows when that domestic violence happened? Like that could have happened in year 2, but you stayed for 6 more years, right? And so,
but if she's saying, like, every time I try to leave, this nigga would, blow up somebody's car, like, I mean, golly, like, she did. This is where I got the evidence that
that's a protective order, though. My whole thing is, though, like, I don't know that Diddy should go to jail because, like, they're trying to put him in jail for life for this, and I'm with you because I know of women who have been in relationships in which it was domestic violence. It was, everybody knows, cousins, aunties, whoever, who've been in bad situations with a dude who is stalking them or whatever. You go down, you got to get a protective order. You got to do this, you got to do that. Like, those guys don't, like, dudes can literally be stalking a woman and they don't go to jail for life. You got to go, like, get paperwork. You got to get a protective order against them. You got to go file certain, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just simply saying, and I'm not even, like, dismissing the fact that maybe Diddy wasn't being intimidating and doing certain things and be like, "Hey, man, you ain't leaving me." You know what I'm saying?
If you go to leave me in the hotel and I can whoop your behind on camera and then give them an envelope with $100,000 cash and nobody don't hear or see that video for 8 years, then you can only. What else?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate though, because they say that when Diddy's defense comes up, they're gonna say that Cassie was abusive to Diddy as well. Now, see, here's where it becomes an issue is because when it's domestic violence towards the man, everybody all of a sudden
stop it.
You see, everybody
with security.
You see,
you the one with security.
No.
You can't say she held you against your will.
No. We behind closed doors. We behind closed doors. Security ain't in here watching us. Well, maybe they are watching us have sex. I don't know what they're doing. Pause. But I'm just simply telling you though that like, if me and you in a limo and I say something and you start going upside my head, that's you being abusive. But see, Nobody
you have the power to have your security remove her and have her access denied.
No, but Ross, here's
have that power.
My rebuttal to that would be, well, just like Cassie came back, I came back. See?
Stop it.
I came back. I'm just telling you, I came back just like she came back.
Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro.
See, right now, this is you made the point, and it's the best point. Right now, this is an embarrassment ritual. They talking about her getting pissed on, and they talking about Diddy was pissing on her, and other people was pissing. They talking about and look, Carisha gonna have to answer some questions at some point as well, because she tried to joke it off like, I was just playing. Nah, it sounds like he's into the piss stuff. So Carisha, you was getting pissed on as well. That's what he's into. Stop. It wasn't like he's not gonna break up with her, pissing on her for 8 years, and then get with you and not piss on you. You were getting pissed on, right? Whatever you into, I'm not. Ross is here to kink shame you. I'm not, right? I'm not here to kink shame you, right? Because I'm a firm believer in, and this is just me, Ross. You can disagree. I'm not tying you to this opinion. I'm a firm believer in whatever you do with someone of the opposite sex is not homosexual. That's my belief. That's my opinion. Not my belief. That's my opinion. Now, hold on, Ross. Hold on, Ross. Before you go, I do think there's certain things that you can do that are a gateway, right? That's a gateway. It's a gateway to some other shit. But by definition, it's not homosexual if you're doing it with the opposite sex. By definition, Ross. I'm just giving you definitions at this point.
I don't even want to get into that.
Hey, I'm just saying by definition. Bro. See what I'm saying?
Nah, it's some stuff I can think of.
Okay, let's go here. Can we get to some Negro news before we get up out of here tonight? Let's go to some Negro. We got about like 6 minutes. Let's go to some Negro news. Yeah, let's go to some Negro news. First of all, Rick Ross, your man, we're going to be heavy. We're going to be in Florida for all the Negro news. All of the Negro news is coming from Florida. So, Rick Ross, you got to get a hold of your baby mama. She out here on a boat with DDG. You can't be doing this.
Let me get this wedgie.
Yeah.
Y'all been waiting on this, huh?
Those small fries.
It's been a long, hot, sweaty day.
She grabbed it. It was a big one, though. Oh my God! No, stop! Why would you put the camera on it? Oh my God! I'm banned. It's over.
W chat.
Come on, Rick Ross. You got your baby mama out here with a YN out here. That's doing too much. Come on, Rick Ross. She out of pocket. She out here with a.
She's super out of pocket.
She out here with a YN on a boat, clapping her ass. Come on, man.
She was all for the clout, but yeah, to your count, boy, she's something different.
Yeah, that's bad work. And so people came out and they was like, you out of pocket, you doing too much. And of course she was, she was trying to defend herself, but nah, she's out of pocket with that.
Yeah, he got a son in college with her. That's crazy.
And she was trying to say her son was on the boat. Here's what I'm gonna tell you: if your son was on that boat and he was letting you jump up and down and clap your ass like that, I got a problem with your son. Now I ain't gonna hold you. If you got a son that's college age, so that mean that nigga the same. He around the same age as DDG and them. Nigga, my mama ain't out here. My mama ain't finna be out here, pulling her drawers out of her ass, clapping her ass on stream. Fuck out of here, nigga.
But they from Star Island over there by the Diddy parties. You feel me?
All right, here we go.
It's a lot of people we gonna have to look, man.
Go ahead.
Like,
let's go.
I was an avid Drink Champs viewer. Nori, you gotta come to the front of the congregation.
Oh,
DJ Khaled, you got to come to the front of the congregation. Rick Ross, you got to come answer some questions, bro. Fat Joe, it was a lot of people. We saw the way he pulled up on Fabulous and Jadakiss. He like, nah, daddy, you got to come party with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, a lot of people got to come answer some questions, dog. And, those guys was really down. Like, they on me hard about Jay-Z's affiliation. Everybody know you know, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. That's my favorite rapper. You know, I don't think Jay-Z was into all that. Now, did they do some swinger stuff? Maybe, but I'm interested to see, man, who gonna be attached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm waiting to get some more information on the Tory thing. I know that he was stabbed, you know what I'm saying, in prison. I heard up to 14 times. I'm hearing some people now calling cap on that. And I'm hearing people calling cap because they were saying that the timelines weren't making sense, because they were saying that he got stabbed and he had 2 collapsed lungs, but yet he was tweeting that same day. And people were saying, well, hold on. If your lungs get collapsed, nigga, you ain't up and about and talking the same day.
They said that was his team, though.
Okay, so people were saying, trying to figure out who was, because it could have been from his team, which it should have been from. But shout out to Tory. I'm not here. You know, Tory got convicted. I'm not here to say if he was rightfully or wrongfully convicted, but I don't want to see nobody get stabbed up in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you a California guy. Not to go too deep, but what the rumor is they're saying there's a little race.
Yeah, it was some Mexicans that stabbed him up.
Yeah, and they saying Tory, from what I'm hearing, Tory was like on the main line, you know, not in no PC. Tory was really out there, you know. He a little dude too. They say Tory was really out there with the general pop, like really doing his thing. So for him to get touched, you know, it's definitely got to be some ramifications. So
people are saying whenever them gates pop, you know what I'm saying, after the lockdown, it's gonna go down. Let me play this real quick before we get up out of here. Before we get up out of here, this is an Uber driver that's coming to y'all from Miami. I'm sorry, not from Florida. I don't know where she is in Florida, but if y'all in Florida catching the Uber, y'all be careful, because these Florida Uber drivers is with the shits. Let's go. They with all the smoke.
You're harassing me.
I'm harassing
Get out
you?
of my vehicle right now.
I'm not harassing
Get
you.
out of my vehicle. She doesn't want to get out of my vehicle.
No, she just pulled
Get
a gun.
out of my vehicle. You're no longer in the ride. Get out.
Okay, ma'am, what's the address?
Get out of my vehicle right now.
She got them crazy eyes.
Get out.
Oh,
Get out.
You better get out that vehicle. She pulled that tool out. Yeah. She pulled that tool. She pulled that tool out. You better get up out that whip and stop playing with her. You understand me? I don't know what you doing, but you better get it one more time.
Out of my vehicle right now.
She got them crazy eyes.
Get out.
Oh,
Get out.
Y'all better get up out that whip.
Yeah. You better act like you know.
You better act like you know it. But all right, man, that's it for tonight. We'll be back on Thursday, man. We're gonna tap in with y'all. We're gonna see who up in this.
Hold on, let's give a little live score update, because you was over there talking your noise. So we got Denver up 90-81, 9 minutes left. We got Joker with 33 and 13.
What he should be doing.
14-20 from the field. We got Jamal Murray with 24, Aaron Gordon with 13. And then for the Thunder, we got Shea's got 21 on 18 shots. Jalen Williams 12. Hey, we're gonna have to go and talk about Shea.
I was just gonna say that if OKC loses to Denver, it's gonna be a long off season for SGA.
Okay. Does this series have ramifications on who wins the MVP?
No, that's already decided.
So
it's a regular season award.
If Shea wins the MVP and then gets bounced by Denver, and clearly Joker's outplaying them in this series, that'll look bad.
Hey, listen, I'm old enough to remember when David Robinson won the MVP, got the trophy in the middle of right before the game, and then Hakeem Olajuwon proceeded to give that man like 40, 15, and like 7. So, you know, because Hakeem had won the MVP the year before. So, hey, it comes with the territory. We up out of here for tonight, man. Y'all tap in with us for Thursday. We out here, man. We gonna leave y'all with this. Peace. Yes, sir. gotta clean
That's
that